Moon Knight episode 2 from someone who doesn't know who Moon Knight is. What did I think? If the first one was a 4 out of 5, this one's a 3 out of 5 simply because it started to rehash the same stuff we'd already seen. Now, there was no point in seeing neurotic Stephen over and over and over again. We already know he's neurotic. We already have seen the arguments with him and Mark in the reflections of give me control, give me control. No, you're not getting control. We've already seen it starting to become a little bit old already in episode 2, surrounding him in what I would call is a slow motion surround, and then showing him their scale tattoos as some kind of a threat or whatever, like, hey, you can't come through here because I'm one of these guys. We saw that in episode 1. And then what we also saw in episode 1 was that he always got out of it because he turned into Moon Knight, even if he didn't realize it and we didn't see it happening, but we knew it happened. So now that we've seen Moon Knight from episode 1, we do expect him to turn into something like that, at least, to get out of the situations if he's Stephen and not Mark. Okay, with the locker, with the storage locker. Big problem is there was a bed in there. Now, if Mark was using that as a home base, why didn't Mark just leave the phone there? Why did Mark have to leave the phone and the clues in Stephen's apartment, or the phone at least anyway? He'd have to leave the keys somewhere, but he didn't have to leave the phone there. And why, when he hid the keys, did he do such a sloppy job of hiding the keys? It's almost like he wanted Stephen to find out what was going on. Now, no one's generally going to sleep in a locker, in a storage locker, because you can't lock it from the inside once you're in. And if someone locks it from the outside, well, then you're stuck. So that kind of didn't make a lot of sense to me. But in terms of tension, the tension is gone. I don't see any tension. I'm not sitting there going, oh my goodness, what's he gotten himself into? I have to keep watching to find out, because now I kind of am losing interest. We know that the scarab beetle points to, that's the next part of the quest. So it'll be a race to that part of the quest. And we know he can get out of situations by either handing control over to Mark or turning into a goofy slapstick version of Moon Knight that wasn't really funny. And I don't know, the scene there with him being attacked by the jackal and no one else could see the jackal kind of reminded me of the original Ghostbusters, when Rick Moranis was being attacked by the dog at the restaurant, and the people in the restaurant could see his actions being attacked by the dog, but they couldn't see the dog, and they thought it was a little bit funny. It kind of reminded me of that. And look, so shows with a little bit of humor are great, but when it just becomes stupid slapstick humor, then it just starts to lose it. Oscar's acting, well, if that's what the director has called for, then he's done a great job of that. If it's not, well, then he's ad-libbed it, or that's his interpretation of what it would be, well, then I suppose that's okay as well. Overall, 3 out of 5 for this one. That's losing ground. It's not grabbing, and it's not really that surprising, and it's not really edge of the seat now, because it's almost like it doesn't matter how much danger they get into, they will always be able to get out of it.